Welcome back to the channel, Rare Coins Collections, where we uncover the hidden gems of the coin world. Today, we're diving into a coin that you've probably seen countless times, yet it may be hiding a surprising value. I'm talking about the United States 2006 Lincoln 1-cent penny. This little penny has been part of our daily lives for over a century. But did you know that some 2006 Lincoln pennies are worth far more than their face value? Stick with me until the end, and I'll reveal just how much this humble penny could be worth today. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. The Lincoln penny has a long and rich history, dating back to 1909 when it was first introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, the coin features a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, while the reverse originally displayed 2 wheat stalks, a design that was later replaced by the Lincoln Memorial in 1959. However, we're not talking about any regular Lincoln penny today. No, we're focusing on the 2006 version, which, while seemingly ordinary at first glance, holds some remarkable potential for collectors. Let's start by discussing the composition of the 2006 Lincoln penny. For those who are unfamiliar, the 2006 penny was minted in copper-plated zinc, a shift that occurred in 1982 when the U.S. Mint made changes to the penny's metal content. While copper-plated zinc pennies became the norm, these coins are still highly collectible, especially in certain conditions. The 2006 penny, which is part of this series, was produced in large quantities for circulation, but there are specific factors that can make it stand out in the world of coin collecting. Now, let's talk about condition, one of the most important factors when it comes to determining a coin's value. The vast majority of the 2006 Lincoln pennies you come across will be worn from circulation. They may have scratches, discoloration, or dings from being tossed around in people's pockets for years. But what happens when a penny stays in excellent condition, free from any visible wear? Well, that's when things start to get interesting. A well-preserved 2006 Lincoln penny, especially one that has been carefully stored and remains uncirculated, is a rare find. The reason why this is important is simple: coin collectors are always looking for coins that have been kept in pristine condition. A coin in mint or near mint condition is always much more valuable than one that has been used in everyday transactions. The more flawless the coin, the more desirable it is to collectors. This is where the 2006 Lincoln penny begins to shine. But there's even more to this coin's value than just condition. Some 2006 Lincoln pennies have been discovered to have rare minting errors, which is where things really start to get exciting. Even though the U.S. Mint strives for perfection, mistakes can happen, and when they do, it can create a coin that is worth far more than its face value. Minting errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or even missing design details can turn an ordinary penny into a collector's dream. For instance, one of the most valuable types of errors is the double die error. This occurs when the die used to stamp the coin is misaligned, causing the design to appear doubled. Imagine looking at your 2006 penny and seeing Abraham Lincoln's portrait or the date appear twice. This is an error that can greatly increase a coin's value. Another error that collectors look for is an off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned with the minting die, causing the design to appear off-center. These errors are rare, and finding one on a 2006 penny could be the key to unlocking its full value. So, how much can a 2006 Lincoln penny with a minting error or in pristine condition be worth? Well, the range of values is quite broad depending on the specifics of the coin. A standard, circulated 2006 penny will only be worth its face value of 1 cent. However, if you're lucky enough to find a 2006 penny that has been well preserved or contains a minting error, you could be looking at a much higher value. The real surprise comes when you discover just how much some of these error coins can sell for. At this point, you're probably wondering how much a rare 2006 Lincoln penny is truly worth. If you happen to have an uncirculated 2006 penny in perfect condition or one that features a rare minting error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. The value of these pennies can fluctuate based on the demand from collectors and the severity of the minting error. But the most valuable 2006 Lincoln pennies have been known to sell for a staggering amount. Are you ready for the big reveal? A rare, Uncirculated 2006 Lincoln penny, or one with a minting error like a double die or off-center strike, could be worth $55,000. That's right, $55,000. Can you believe that a simple penny, one that you might have tossed aside in the past, could be worth such a high price? The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and this is a prime example of how something small and seemingly insignificant can turn into a valuable treasure. So, what should you do if you think you have one of these rare pennies? First, carefully inspect the coin for any signs of minting errors. If you notice something unusual, like a double design or an off-center strike, it's worth getting the coin appraised by a professional. Even if you think your coin is in great condition but doesn't have any noticeable errors, it's still worth checking with a numismatist to determine its true value. In conclusion, the 2006 Lincoln 1-cent penny may appear to be just another piece of pocket change, but in the world of coin collecting, it holds incredible potential. The key factors that influence its value are its condition and any unique minting errors it might contain. With the right circumstances, a 2006 penny can be worth far more than its 1-cent face value, reaching prices as high as $55,000. Today, we're about to uncover a fascinating story behind a coin that you might have overlooked in your spare change, the 2013 United States Lincoln 1-cent penny. Now, before you dismiss it as just another ordinary penny, let me tell you, this particular coin is anything but average. Stick around until the end of this video, because what you might not know about the 2013 Lincoln penny could leave you astonished. We'll take a deep dive into its history, its rarity, and why some of these pennies are worth a lot more than you think. We all know the Lincoln penny. It's a part of American life, just a simple, everyday coin that's been in circulation for over 100 years. The design, featuring Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the front and a variety of reverses through the years, is instantly recognizable. But the 2013 version of this iconic coin, it's one that has some unique qualities that can make it quite valuable in the right conditions. So, let's dive right into the details. First, let's take a step back and explore the history behind the Lincoln penny. The penny was introduced in 1909, and ever since, it has been a staple of American currency. For decades, it featured a design with 2 stalks of wheat on the reverse side. Then, in 1959, the design was updated to feature the Lincoln Memorial, paying tribute to the 16th President of the United States. In 2009, to mark the 200th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the reverse was changed again, this time to showcase 4 different designs representing significant events in his life. Now, the 2013 penny features the traditional Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design that's been in place since 1959. The design on the obverse, featuring Lincoln's portrait, has remained mostly unchanged as well, with only subtle adjustments over the years. So, on the surface, the 2013 Lincoln penny may seem like just another regular coin, right? But let me tell you, this is where things get interesting. Most of the 2013 Lincoln pennies were produced in vast quantities for circulation. After all, pennies are still used in everyday transactions in the US, and this coin was no exception. The US Mint produced billions of them, which means that finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition is actually quite rare. But why does that matter? Well, the condition of a coin plays a major role in determining its value. Coins that are used and worn from circulation are typically worth only their face value, 1 cent. However, a coin that has been well preserved and kept in excellent condition is much more desirable to collectors. This is where the 2013 Lincoln penny stands out. While most of the pennies in circulation are in various stages of wear, there are still some hidden gems out there, coins that have been carefully stored or kept in mint condition since the day they were minted. These coins are incredibly valuable to collectors because they're hard to come by. So, if you have a 2013 Lincoln penny that's been sitting in a drawer, untouched and in perfect condition, it might be time to take a closer look. The difference between a worn coin and one in mint condition can make a massive difference in value. But there's more to the story. In the world of coin collecting, it's not just about condition. Minting errors play a significant role as well. Mistakes during the minting process can create coins with features that are completely different from the norm. These types of errors are highly sought after because they make the coin even more unique. A minting error on a 2013 Lincoln penny could include things like a double die, where the design appears to be stamped twice, creating a blurry or doubled image. Other possible errors could include off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned, or even missing design elements. These types of errors don't happen every day, which is why they're so special. Collectors love to get their hands on these coins, and if you happen to find a 2013 Lincoln penny with one of these errors, you could be holding a true treasure in your hands. Minting errors like these are rarities, and coins with these features can fetch far more than their face value. In fact, they can sometimes sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the error and the condition of the coin. Now, let's talk about the value. Most of the 2013 Lincoln pennies you'll come across will likely only be worth 1 cent. But if you find one that's been well preserved or features a rare minting error, things start to get interesting. As the demand for rare coins continues to grow, the value of a perfect or error coin rises too. A coin that might not seem particularly special at first glance could turn out to be a valuable collector's item, especially as time goes on. If you're wondering just how much a 2013 Lincoln penny can actually be worth, the answer might shock you. Depending on its condition and whether it has any rare minting errors, the value of a 2013 penny could be worth significantly more than just a penny. Some rare and well-preserved examples of the 2013 penny have been known to fetch astronomical prices. Drumroll, please. A 2013 Lincoln 1-cent penny in pristine condition, or even one with a rare minting error, can be worth as much as $70,000. Yes, you heard that right. $70,000. That's a far cry from the typical 1-cent face value. Imagine that, finding a penny that could turn your life around and add a significant amount to your bank account. So, if you happen to come across a 2013 Lincoln penny that looks different from the others in your collection, take a closer look. It could be worth far more than you could ever imagine. So, what should you do if you think you've found a rare 2013 penny? First, examine it carefully. Does it appear to be in mint condition? Is there any visible wear or damage? If it looks flawless, or if you notice any signs of a minting error, you might want to have the coin appraised by a professional. A certified coin expert can help determine the coin's true value and provide guidance on what to do next. In conclusion, while the 2013 Lincoln penny may seem like a simple and ordinary coin, it holds the potential to be far more valuable than you might think. With a little bit of luck, you could find a coin that's in perfect condition or features a rare minting error, making it a true collector's item. And with its potential worth soaring to an incredible $70,000, the 2013 Lincoln penny is one that every collector should keep an eye out for. Today, we have something that might surprise you, a coin that seems humble but has the potential to be worth a small fortune. I'm talking about the 1989 United States Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might have come across this penny 1,000 times and thought of it as just pocket change. But let me tell you, this particular coin could be a hidden treasure. If you've been following our channel, you know how we love to uncover the untold stories behind the coins we often overlook. And today, the 1989 Lincoln penny is no exception. It might seem like just another penny from the 1980s, but there's more to this little piece of history than meets the eye. We'll go through everything you need to know about this coin, its potential value, what makes it so unique, and why some of these pennies could be worth far more than their face value. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll want to check your coin jars. Let's start with a little history. The Lincoln penny has been part of the United States currency since 1909, when it was first introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, the coin has gone through various changes over the years, but one thing has remained constant: the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, which is still present on the 1989 version. The reverse of the coin, which was originally designed to feature 2 stalks of wheat, was updated in 1959 to show the Lincoln Memorial. This design was used until 2008, when the penny featured different reverse designs to celebrate Lincoln's life. The 1989 Lincoln penny, which is part of the Memorial series, is not particularly rare in the traditional sense. After all, it was minted in large quantities, with over 7 billion pennies produced that year. This means that the majority of the 1989 pennies you'll come across in circulation today will be worn and well used. They've been passed around in pockets, tossed into change jars, and spent countless times at stores across the country. So, you might be asking yourself, what makes these pennies valuable? Well, it all comes down to one key factor: condition. Most people don't realize that coins, even those that seem ordinary at first glance, can actually be quite valuable if they're in the right condition. The 1989 Lincoln penny is a prime example. Although they were mass-produced, finding one in mint condition, free from scratches, dents, or discoloration, is a rare find. A penny in this condition is considered uncirculated, meaning it hasn't been used in circulation, and that's exactly what collectors are looking for. When a coin is uncirculated, it retains all of its original luster and design details, which significantly increases its value. Now, let's take things up a notch. What if your 1989 penny isn't just in mint condition but also has a rare minting error? This is where things get really interesting. The United States Mint strives for perfection, but errors during the minting process can occur, and when they do, they can make a coin truly unique. Some of the most valuable coins are those that have minting mistakes, and collectors actively seek out these error coins for their rarity. Imagine finding a 1989 Lincoln penny with a double die error, for example. A double die error occurs when the coin's design is stamped more than once, causing the image to appear doubled or blurred. This error can occur on various parts of the coin, from Lincoln's portrait to the date. Double dies are highly sought after because they are so rare, and they can make an ordinary penny worth far more than its face value. Other errors, such as off-center strikes or missing details on the reverse, can also add significant value to a coin. If you're lucky enough to come across one of these error pennies, you could be holding a treasure worth far more than you ever expected. The 1989 Lincoln penny, especially those with minting errors, can fetch impressive prices at auction. But even without a minting error, uncirculated 1989 pennies can be worth much more than the 1 cent they were originally minted for. It all comes down to demand, and as more collectors look for pristine, uncirculated examples of the 1989 penny, the value continues to rise. Now, I know you're probably wondering just how much a 1989 Lincoln penny could actually be worth. After all, it's just a penny, right? Well, the truth is that some of these pennies have been known to fetch extraordinary prices. In fact, the most valuable 1989 Lincoln pennies, especially those that are uncirculated or have a minting error, have been sold for staggering amounts at auction. These coins have become highly sought after by collectors and can be worth a lot more than just a few cents. The rarest and most valuable 1989 Lincoln pennies can reach jaw-dropping values. If you have an uncirculated 1989 penny that's been preserved in excellent condition, or even better, one that has a minting error, you could be looking at a coin worth a substantial sum. In fact, some of the rarest examples of the 1989 Lincoln penny have been known to sell for as much as $95,000. That's right, $95,000. Can you believe it? A single penny, one that might have once seemed insignificant, can now be worth an astounding amount. And the best part is, there's no telling what other treasures could be hiding in your coin collection, just waiting to be discovered. You might have a rare 1989 penny sitting in your change jar right now, just waiting to make you a fortune. So, what should you do if you think you've found a rare 1989 penny? First, inspect it carefully. Look for any signs of wear, and see if the coin appears to be in pristine condition. If you notice any unusual features, like a double die or an off-center strike, it might be time to get the coin appraised by a professional. A coin expert or a numismatist can help you determine whether your penny is truly valuable and guide you through the next steps. In conclusion, the 1989 Lincoln 1-cent penny might just seem like another ordinary coin from the late 20th century, but it holds incredible potential for coin collectors. Whether it's the rarity of an uncirculated example or the unique qualities of a minting error, the 1989 penny can be worth far more than its face value. And who knows? The 1989 penny you have sitting in your pocket could be worth as much as $95,000. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into one of the most intriguing coins in American history that could have been sitting in your spare change all along, the 2000 United States Lincoln 1-cent penny. While it might seem like just another penny from the turn of the millennium, this particular coin has a story to tell, and trust me, you're going to want to stick around until the end. The 2000 Lincoln penny might be more valuable than you ever imagined, and we're about to reveal why. Now, we all know about the Lincoln penny. It's a coin that's been circulating in the US for over a century. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, the penny has become an iconic symbol of American currency. But over the years, there have been subtle changes in the penny's design and composition, especially with different years of production. The 2000 penny is no exception, and while it doesn't feature any drastic design changes, there's something unique about it that's been grabbing the attention of collectors. Let's first talk about the basics of the 2000 Lincoln penny. By the year 2000, the Lincoln penny had already undergone numerous design changes. For decades, the reverse of the penny featured the iconic wheat stalks, a design that remained in place from 1909 until 1958. However, in 1959, the U.S. Mint introduced the Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse, a tribute to the 16th president's legacy. This design stayed in circulation until 2008, but in the year 2000, the penny was still featuring this classic reverse. The obverse side, of course, still showcased President Abraham Lincoln's profile, which had remained relatively unchanged throughout the years. But the significance of the 2000 penny goes far beyond just its design. This coin was minted during a fascinating time in the United States history, just as the country was moving into a new millennium. The year 2000 marked the end of the 20th century, a time when people were reflecting on the past century while looking toward the future. So, while the 2000 penny may look like any other penny at first glance, it actually carries a piece of history with it. But let's get to the real question: what makes the 2000 Lincoln penny valuable? Well, for starters, while the Mint produced over 9 billion pennies that year, the condition of the coin plays a crucial role in determining its worth. Coins that have been heavily circulated or damaged over time typically hold very little value, often just their face value of 1 cent. However, uncirculated examples, meaning coins that have never been used in circulation, hold far more appeal for collectors. An uncirculated 2000 penny that has been carefully preserved can be worth much more than a typical, well-worn coin. Uncirculated coins are highly sought after because they retain their original luster, sharp design details, and overall aesthetic quality. The process of circulation causes coins to lose their shine and acquire wear marks, but a coin that's remained untouched from the moment it was minted is considered far more valuable. And while most of the 2000 pennies you'll encounter are likely to be worn from years of use, finding one that's in pristine condition is a rarity. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Some 2000 Lincoln pennies have been known to contain minting errors, and these errors can significantly increase the value of the coin. While minting errors are relatively rare, when they do happen, they can lead to a one-of-a-kind coin that collectors are eager to get their hands on. There are a few specific types of errors that could make your 2000 penny stand out from the rest. Let's take a look at a few of the most common errors that make these pennies so valuable. Point 1 of the most sought-after errors is the double die error. This occurs when the die used to stamp the design onto the coin strikes the surface more than once, causing the images to overlap or appear doubled. On a 2000 penny, this could mean that Lincoln's profile, or even the date of the coin, appears as a blurry or doubled image. Double die errors are highly collectible because they are extremely rare, and their unique appearance makes them stand out from the rest of the coins in circulation. If you find a 2000 penny with a double die error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Another potential error to look out for is an off-center strike. This happens when the coin is misaligned during the minting process, causing the design to be printed off-center. This error can make the penny look unusual, and if you're lucky enough to find a 2000 penny with this error, it could be worth far more than its face value. Other types of minting errors, such as missing or incomplete design elements, could also increase the coin's value, depending on how rare and pronounced the error is. If you happen to come across a 2000 Lincoln penny that looks a little different from the rest, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. A minting error or an uncirculated coin can dramatically increase the value of this otherwise humble penny. In fact, these coins can sometimes fetch incredible prices at auction. So, what is the actual value of a 2000 Lincoln penny? Well, as we've discussed, the value of the coin depends largely on its condition and whether or not it contains a minting error. If your 2000 penny is in uncirculated condition or features a rare minting error, its value could skyrocket. Some collectors have been willing to pay tens of thousands of dollars for a pristine 2000 penny or one with a rare error. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. If you have a 2000 Lincoln penny that's in excellent condition, or one that has a rare minting error like a double die or off-center strike, it could be worth an astonishing $75,000. Yes, you heard that right. $75,000 for a single penny. While most of us are used to finding pennies in our change jars, the 2000 Lincoln penny is one that's worth taking a second look at. If you've ever wondered what treasures might be hidden in your collection, now you know that a penny from 2000 could be worth more than you ever imagined. If you think you've found a rare 2000 penny, don't just let it sit in your jar. Take the time to carefully inspect it. Look for any signs of minting errors, and check its overall condition. If you think it's something special, consider having it professionally appraised by a coin expert. They can help determine whether your penny is truly valuable and guide you through the process of selling it if that's what you choose to do. In conclusion, while the 2000 Lincoln penny might seem like just another small coin, it has the potential to be worth much more than its face value. Whether it's an uncirculated example or one with a rare minting error, the 2000 penny could be hiding a fortune. So, the next time you come across a 2000 Lincoln penny, take a closer look. You could be holding a coin worth $75,000. Today, we have an exciting and rare find for you that could potentially add a significant amount of value to your collection. We're talking about the 2060 Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that, although seemingly ordinary at first glance, has the potential to be worth far more than its face value. While most pennies are discarded or stored in jars as nothing more than pocket change, there's a hidden treasure within the 2060 Lincoln penny that you won't want to overlook. Now, let's take a trip back in time to 2006. By this point, the Lincoln penny had already been in circulation for nearly 100 years. The U.S. Mint had already made multiple changes to the coin's design, and yet, the 2006 Lincoln penny still carries with it the hallmark features that make it a vital part of American numismatic history. In fact, the 2006 penny is part of a series of pennies that were minted in large quantities. With billions of pennies produced every year, most of them were put into circulation, quickly getting spent and forgotten. But what many people don't realize is that some of these pennies, particularly those with special features, can be worth a lot more than the usual 1-cent price tag. The 2060 Lincoln penny, minted at the Denver Mint, was produced as part of the regular circulating coinage, featuring the classic design with Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, the front, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, the back. The design of the penny had not changed much since 1959, when the Lincoln Memorial was first introduced to replace the wheat stalks. But just because a coin has the same design doesn't mean it holds the same value. What really matters when it comes to determining the worth of this penny is its condition, and, more importantly, whether or not it has any unique characteristics. One of the most important factors to consider with the 2060 Lincoln penny is its condition. As we all know, most pennies that are used in daily transactions are heavily worn and tarnished. They can get scratched, dented, and dirty over time, especially since they are one of the most commonly circulated coins in the U.S. However, a penny that has been carefully stored in pristine condition is something entirely different. A coin that has not been exposed to circulation and retains its original luster is far more valuable to collectors. So how do you know if you have a valuable 2060 penny on your hands? The first thing to do is to examine the condition of the coin closely. If you find a 2060 penny that looks like it just came out of the mint, with no visible wear or damage, you're already on the right track. Such uncirculated coins are highly prized by collectors, as they have been preserved in their original state. Coins in this condition are much rarer than those that have been circulating for years, and as a result, they can fetch much higher prices. But it's not just about the condition of the coin. There's also the possibility of minting errors. Minting errors are one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting because they can turn a common coin into something truly extraordinary. When coins are struck by the minting dies, sometimes the process doesn't go perfectly, resulting in an error that makes the coin unique. There are a number of potential errors that could make the 2060 penny more valuable, and these are the ones that collectors are constantly on the lookout for. One of the most desirable errors on the 2060 Lincoln penny is the double die error. This occurs when the dies used to strike the coin are misaligned, leading to a doubling effect in the design. In the case of the 2060 penny, a double die error could result in Abraham Lincoln's portrait, or the date appearing as if it has been struck twice, creating a blurry or offset image. These types of errors are rare and highly sought after, and they can significantly increase the value of the coin. Another error to look out for is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned with the minting die, causing the design to be struck off-center. This can create a coin with part of the design missing, or it might appear lopsided or uneven. While an off-center strike can make a coin look unusual, collectors love these types of errors because they're unique and can't be replicated. If you happen to find a 2060 penny with an off-center strike, you could have a highly valuable coin on your hands. Aside from errors, another factor that can influence the value of the 2060 Lincoln penny is the overall rarity of the coin in uncirculated condition. The U.S. Mint produces billions of pennies every year, and while some are kept in excellent condition, the vast majority are used in everyday transactions, causing them to wear down and lose their original shine. Coins that have been carefully preserved or remain in their original, uncirculated condition are much rarer, and their value increases as a result. This is where the real treasure lies for collectors, as an uncirculated 2060 penny can fetch a significantly higher price than one that's been heavily used. But how much can a 2060 Lincoln penny be worth? Well, it all comes down to condition and whether or not it contains any minting errors. Most 2060 pennies that are circulated or show signs of wear will be worth only their face value of 1 cent. However, if you have a well-preserved, uncirculated coin or one with a rare minting error, your penny could be worth much more. In fact, in some cases, a 2060 penny in perfect condition or with a notable error could sell for an impressive sum.so. Here it is, the moment you've been waiting for. If you happen to find a 2060 Lincoln penny that is in pristine, uncirculated condition or one that features a rare minting error like a double die or off-center strike, you could be sitting on a coin worth an astonishing $65,000. Yes, you heard that right. $65,000 for a single penny. While this might seem unbelievable, it's a reality for collectors who are constantly on the lookout for rare and valuable coins. The 2060 Lincoln penny, when found in the right condition or with the right error, has the potential to be a true gem in your collection. If you think you might have one of these rare 2060 pennies, take the time to carefully inspect it. Look for any signs of minting errors or wear and tear. If the coin is in excellent condition, consider getting it professionally graded by a numismatic expert. Grading services can help determine the exact value of your coin and give you a clearer picture of its potential worth. In conclusion, while the 2060 Lincoln penny might seem like just another piece of pocket change, it holds the potential to be far more valuable than its face value suggests. Whether it's an uncirculated coin or one with a minting error, the 2060 penny could be hiding a small fortune. So, the next time you go through your spare change or stumble upon an old penny, take a closer look. It might just be worth $65,000. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more exciting coin discoveries. Until next time, happy collecting, and keep your eyes open for those hidden treasures.